Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about the devs, and the devs are speaking on the new patch, misinformation, code refactoring, and more. I also have a lot of videos on, I also have a lot of dev videos on my channel. If you would like to see more of this info, you guys can go check out the other videos on my channel. Also, link to the official forums from Bannerlord will be down below. And this is where most of these replies and posts are found. So before I do start, I have a script. It's going to be on the screen right now, and it's also going to be in the description. Everything that's said and all the links that are pretty much stated are going to be down below. But without further ado, here we go. So first, we have a thread post about a video on the Goblin racism, which is obviously a joke, and I watched it and it was quite good. So I'm going to link that video down below. But the devs responded to this post, and they stated they are currently tracking down all the offenders and perma-banning them as a solution to the original poster's problem. Good to see a little sarcasm out of the developers, and for anyone who still does not get it, the devs are joking and no one is getting perma-banned. Second, we have a player making another negative thread with a lot of false info about no changes being made in the game. I've read the original thread maker and saved you a lot of trouble. Nothing important was really said. Just the basic stuff we've heard for, since the launch of the game. The devs responded and said they have released small hotfixes, but as they stated before, a huge amount of the devs' time was occupied by the code refactor. Also, the devs state the new patch is coming very soon. Another player then replied that maybe today is the day for the new patch, and the devs responded and stated that the patch is not dropping that soon. So personally, I have ranted about this in the past, and I'm pretty sure my last dev video I did as well, and pretty much about people not being able to do any research on what is being developed and then complain that there are no updates. So I will not do another long rant, but here's the basics. A code refactor is when the devs rewrite the game's code into a simpler, more easy to use code to make future updates and changes easier to make. This unfortunately takes time, weeks and sometimes months, and during this time you cannot push updates. It doesn't make sense. It's very simple. I learned all of this from one Google search. The devs have stated also that they are doing a code refactor about 100 times now. I would say more than 100 times. So please, before you make another thread, before you make another post asking why, do just a little bit of research and you'll find your answer. I promise you'll find your answer. Now, in terms of the release date of the new patch, which is supposed to be 1.4.3 if I'm not mistaken, I personally think it will either be out by the end of this week or next week by the way the developers have stated it, but we will see what happens, and I'll make sure to cover it for you guys when it does happen. Third, we have another thread made by someone who buys the game without reading the huge early access banner that's literally right above the buy button, right? Then complains that, there's stuff missing, and when pretty much everything else was, stated before he hit buy. That guy. So the devs responded and stated that they were honest about the game state and even urged players to not buy it if they wanted a finished game. They still suggest to hold off if a player wants a full game and still has not bought the game yet. Also stated that a lot of changes have been made, but they know they are far from done before the final release of the game. I agree 100% with the devs here. They were honest. They were. There's literally a whole essay that states all the problems and pretty much how they see stuff going right before you buy the game on Steam. Literally, the huge banner says early access game. There's a read more button. As soon as you click that, there's paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs describing the game state, where they want to take it in the future. It's very easy to read. You can copy and paste it and translate to a different language if English isn't your first language, but it's there, and it states, like I said before, it states pretty much everything that you really need to know before buying it. So, people don't read it. People choose not to read it. In all honesty, I don't even think the devs should respond to these type of threads anymore, because it's the same 5 guys on the forums making them, literally. Though I'm not gonna showcase them. I'm done showcasing the kind of negativity, right? But pretty much this guy posted the negative thread stating that it was not shown that this game was early access. That was his words. That was one of his big points in his thread. That the developers did not show that this game was early access. Even though if you go on that Steam page, it is as bright and as big as you can see. And it's right next to the buy button. But, you know, literally the next couple replies were from the same other people who make negative threads as well, saying, I agree. And it's just, it's frustrating just seeing that, right? But, I do understand the devs that pretty much they don't want lies to be spread about them. So I understand that they have to kind of respond. But I'll be honest with you, if these guys were banned, I promise you not a single person would care. And the forums overall would be a better place. Because right now, they're only 5 people, but they're posting new threads daily. With literally the same thing just written in a different fashion. Just to get replies, just to get attention. They're on there all day. You check some of their profiles, they're on there all day. You know, they're coming up on numbers that the devs have, but they're, you know, it is what it is. Let me stop talking about it. Also, before I do stop talking about it, for the guys in the forums, because I know some of them do watch my channel because they've previously commented on some of my videos, I really hope you guys are not, you know, at the, how can I explain this? I really hope that you're below the age of 16, you know, like you're like you're preteen and you're, you know, you're kind of, you know, emotional and all that, because if you are an adult and you're acting like this on a daily basis, I feel sorry for you. I do feel kind of sorry for you. But yeah, let's move on from this. Fourth, okay, sorry, let me just, oh Jesus Christ. Fourth, we have a community support admin answering if the code refactoring is done, because there is confusion if it is done or still being worked on. The community support admin stated that he does not know if it is complete or not, and it was not his intention to state that it was done and get people's hopes up. So pretty much, I searched up and found the previous response made on the forums about the code refactor and expectations from this admin. So here it is. So he pretty much states that the team tries to send out the most stable stable branches as they can, and that the ones that were tested internally, and also due to the code refactor and other problems, the new update has been postponed a lot. Also stated that he does not want to give an approximate time range because that builds expectations. I agree with this, with the admin here. And to be honest, if a deadline was made and unfortunately missed due to some problems or some, you know, extra, you know, stuff that has to be done with the code, you would see a lot of new negative threads and a lot of new, you know, just posts on the forums. And it's just a huge headache that I don't really want to deal with. I don't think the devs want to deal with it. So I do understand their decision on this, right? And that's pretty much all the statements made today and yesterday around these days, right? And if anything new comes up, I will make a video and keep you guys informed. Lastly, I am going to end this video the same way I end most of my update and dev talk videos. I want to thank the developers for staying active and bringing good changes. Some people are impatient and very negative on the forums, but like I always say, I'm patient. I'm waiting. I understand that they are working, and that's all that I need to understand, right? And I know a huge group of people feel the same way as me. So yeah, if there's any devs or anything watching, just keep it up. You're doing great. You know, don't mind the 6 trolls on the forums. Trust me, people don't even care at this point because it's so overdrawn. But also, as an early access game, if you are playing on the beta, do not expect the gameplay to be stable. It is a beta branch meant for playtesting and reporting. So pretty much if you're on the Steam auto update, then you're currently playing on the beta. And that is the most, in terms of patches that we had, the beta, or like the current patch that most people are on, that is an unstable patch, right? It's meant to be unstable, right? So if you want to move to a live stable patch of the game, like I play on 1.3, which is a couple patches behind, but it is a stable patch. I have a video on how you can revert, so if you do, the link will be down in the description below. But hopefully this was informative. Ask me any questions, and like always, stay safe.